All right, welcome in. First and foremost, what the hell, man? This should be Eric Lindquist doing this. This guy usually is on the weekends, and I usually don't have anything to do with that because I'm only here Monday through Friday. It's okay. Lindquist just took off. He will be back, I'm sure, Sunday night into Monday for Monday's slate. I am Eytan. I'm here with you Friday, Saturday, and really Saturday, Sunday. So you get the gist of it. He's there 5 days. I'm there 2 days. Every now and again, I help my brother out. All right. So we appreciate you rolling with us. I'm going to ask some similar shit that he asks you. All right. So if you're used to Eric Lindquist hitting you with plays and going through every single game in the slate, then you're used to him asking you to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, just like I do on the weekend. So nothing has changed here. It's not like, oh my God, they changed this whole routine and now I have to get used to this guy. I don't even know how to say his name. I have to look at his face. What's wrong with this guy's shirt? All of that aside, thumbs up, subscribe. I'm going to tell you about DraftKings, what's going on there. It's going to be glorious. But let us begin. Every single game on the slate for Friday night. We start, well, with the Pistons hosting the Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte comes off back-to-back game on Thursday night. Sorry, I'm not used to doing this during the week, as you can imagine. This is the second leg of the back-to-back for the Hornets, right? We know a little tired legs there. Wasn't the strongest performance from an offensive standpoint. And look at this. Finally, Detroit is in a scenario here where they can be a tight favorite at home. I mean, they're not going to be giving up laying, I should say, 8 or 9 points against anybody anytime soon. But rare opportunity for Detroit to be the favorite. Whoa, what am I missing? You're not missing anything. Detroit is in a spot where they can compete. They have competed and they've taken advantage in the past, as we've seen on the road specifically, of some bigger spreads where they have flown under. In this case, doesn't bother me that it's moved through zero, not pre-market. I'm just saying the circumstances usually with Detroit. This is a Hornets team that they should be able to take advantage of with some tired legs. I want to open up lean here, but with the Detroit Pistons laying. And look, we also don't know what the sit situation is with Charlotte either. I think that's going to benefit the Pistons. We want to get in here, laying the 1.5 with the Detroit Pistons. All right. This is what's happening over at DraftKings. All I need for you, a couple of quick things, right? You have to be 21 or older, have to live in a state where you can legally place a wager. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. With that said, there is a link below. QR codes, we have that up here. Like, we have everything for you. Take 90 seconds out of your life. That's it. Because you haven't signed up for DraftKings. You're in a state that's new to DraftKings. Somebody in your house hasn't signed up. Whatever it is, that's fine. 90 seconds out of your life. Take that, click that link, code, what have you. Get on over to DraftKings with us. Put in some information. This is all under the 90-second umbrella. And from there, deposit $5 and only $5. Immediately. Don't wait. Immediately, as soon as you deposit that $5, put it on the Philadelphia Eagles money line to win the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter if the Eagles win, lose, doesn't matter anything. You don't even need to wait for the game to kick off. Just jump in and place the wager, $200 right back into your account. We move on. Portland, lock it up, +4. On the road, taking on a Wizards team that's won 6 straight. I get it. Come on, man. What are you talking about here? They've won 6 straight. Are you really going to do this? Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to take the 4 points. Look, I get it that Washington is hot right now, and that win streak is definitely enough to jettison them up into a realistic talk about being out of the play-in spot. But this is still a team that has been playing from the depths, the doldrums of the Eastern Conference, putting themselves in that spot. On the same side here in this game, Portland behind Damian Lillard. And look, we're betting against potential line movement here. Nurkic is out. Looks like Jeremy Grant will be ruled out ahead of time with this concussion. Still not official. I'm not playing doctor here. Don't tell Lindquist on Monday's video, you know, that guy thought he was a doctor, told me Jeremy Grant. I'm not saying that, all right? And if you don't sound like that, I'm sorry. Probably make fun of how I sound already, which is great. That's why we welcome you here, part of the Odd Chopper community. We make fun of how we talk. Each other, you and I and Lindquist. Well, you know, if you got the Wizards getting an extra point here because they've put up a 6-game win streak. Realistically, 2.5, 3 points based on where these two teams are. I don't necessarily think that outside of a recent hot streak that is tough to maintain in the NBA when you're in that level of the standings, right? You're up in Boston, you win 9 straight. Okay, we kind of expect that. You win 9 straight as the Wizards right now in that 9-10 spot. It's tough to kind of maintain that. 6 right now is doable, I understand, but we like the Blazers with 4 points. Lock it up behind another big performance, I'm sure, by Dame, just out of circumstance. Another lock. We don't have many, but we're going to go back-to-back locks tonight, and that's going to be the over in the Kings-Pacers game. I know Indiana comes off now second leg. Talked about some tired legs with Charlotte. That's because Charlotte's miserable. Indiana, on the other hand, getting Halliburton back, that's like a huge shot in the arm, right? Just bang, there you go. Popeye-level can of spinach. Now are you talking about? Nobody knows Popeye anymore. I'm sorry, all right? I was, to be fair, young when that shit came out. But it's an instant boost, if you will, here for a Pacers team. We just saw them reap the benefits, if you will. And I know it was a tough overtime loss, what have you, to the Lakers, but that's a team that competed as opposed to was just blown out of the water without Halliburton. A lot of points here. Kings can get around a guy or two having a bad night, shooting. There's going to be a lot of pacing here. It's going to be a lot of quick up and downs, and there's going to be a lot of launching, which is what we like. We like launching. And from both sides now, especially with Halliburton back in the fold, not just scoring, but passing, you're going to get a good opportunity to take advantage of a total sitting in where it is when it pops, and you can hit me up in the comment section, see if it is where you thought it would be. I would expect this game to finish, though, in the high 240s. Looking at it just from that standpoint of getting one guy, one main key guy back for one team's offense and knowing that it's going to influence the tempo for both teams. Celtics hosting the Suns. Phoenix destroyed last time out. Just humiliated. Not good. Not good. What happened with the Phoenix Suns? Did I say Houston? Sorry, I don't know. What happened with the Suns was just an abomination. It was so bad. You had Cam Johnson all over the place. Chris Paul, I don't even know if the guy played in that game. I'd have to go check the box score because I don't remember. Still without Booker, Payne, I get it. But I don't necessarily know if Phoenix is quite good enough to just have a bounce back game. And that's what people are betting on right now. They're taking a full 9.5 thinking, well, it's hard to blow a team out. It is hard, but Boston has won 2 straight. And remember, they kind of went through that little skid there. And this is a good opportunity. Like, I would trust Boston outside of missing Marcus Smart, right? I would trust Boston healthy, understanding, of course, that the Suns come off a miserable loss, but I would trust Boston to look at this as a chance to win their 3rd straight, send a message to themselves here, continue to play healthy basketball, as I mentioned, only Smart on the report there, in front of home fans and blow a bad team out, currently bad team out, as opposed to the Suns finding some form of divine and going on the road and covering a 10-point spread. 9 points, technically. Sorry. It's at 9.5. And that's why we will lean the Boston Celtics. Don't see that with the Suns. Wolves laying 5.5 at home. You know what? We're going to lean Minnesota. Again, we're going to bet against line movement here. Rudy Gobert, questionable. Think he plays, and that probably picks up. With that said, if he doesn't, we're still okay. That thing drops to, 2.5 at most? I would be shocked if it hit 3, but even 4, to be honest with you. So what are we talking about here? A half a point because Rudy Gobert has finally ruled out a point? That's not going to be the difference in this game. Orlando doesn't change. The Magic, their injury report hasn't changed. Box goes up and down, means change to a certain end, but we kind of know who we're dealing with the Magic. As a whole, we know who we're dealing with. This team in Minnesota, though, it's going to be really tough. Anthony Edwards is going to be really tough here, especially with D'Lo, but more so with Anthony Edwards. I don't think that's going to be easy for Miami. Jeez, let me just give me a second. For the Magic is what I meant. for them to slow down. Doesn't mean that Banchero, doesn't mean that Wagner, doesn't mean that a guy or two on the Orlando Magic can't get to 20, can't get to 22. I don't think Minnesota is ultra clamped down right now on Orlando's offensive abilities. I just think that when this game is said, the difference, the 6, the 7 point, the 8 point margin of victory is a guy like Anthony Edwards physically taking this game over. And that's enough to look at a 5.5 under 6 and say, I'm okay there to lean with the Wolves. Let's keep it moving. My Philadelphia 76ers. Your Philadelphia 76ers. All right, there was a video, and we do a bunch. So I think it was the 5 and 5 that we talked about Joel Embiid, who was snubbed and acknowledged that he was snubbed in the All-Star voting, right, as far as a starter is concerned. And it's like ridiculous. Come on. But to him, it's important. And I'm not saying it's ridiculous to him. I'm saying to all the people that piled on, like, oh, man, I can't believe. Stop letting people vote for all this stuff and your problems are solved, right? Delegate power to people that aren't smarter than you, but just have more time than you to get this shit done. And then you don't have to worry about, oh, they left this person off and this person off. Just let them handle it. And that works for everything. You and I are too lazy to have an informed opinion. Just admit it. 76ers -9, I'll take it. Why? Because now you have added fuel and motivation here. James Harden left off of the All-Star list. I personally couldn't give a rat's ass. But again, I understand that James Harden would be upset if he had a roster bonus, All-Star bonus, anything along those lines. For me, this is a wrong place, wrong time scenario for the San Antonio Spurs. And Brett Brown ain't walking through that door getting some sympathy points for the Philadelphia 76ers. Joel Embiid, and most importantly, I think Embiid and others for James Harden want to send a message. If that's getting James Harden 15 rebounds, if that's knocking down every single shot from the James Harden pass to get to 20 assists, if it's putting up a triple-double, whatever it is, I would look at a hard look at some James Harden props that makes sense, of course, on the book, but to late 9 is a big ask. We just did 9.5 with Boston. There's a lot more motivating Philadelphia in this particular game. This is a circumstances only lay, but I'll do that with the 9 on the road, mind you, but still wrong place, wrong time, no basement in the Alamo. Sixers roll, no lock, but we'll lean 9. Rockets +5. Wow. Yeah, at home against the fleeting Toronto Raptors. This is just a bad spot for Toronto. Not this game, but just in general. This is a shitty time for the Toronto Raptors. I think you can expect a lot of disinterested basketball now moving forward. This is going to be like trade talks, OG, all the shit you're getting here. And the Raptors are supposed to turn this bad season around? How? Under what circumstances is that going to happen? The opposite, in fact, is you're going to see a team like Houston be able to step in and victimize and kick what a team like this Raptors squad is down. And maybe it's pulling back for trades. Maybe it's just sitting guys in anticipation of trades, whatever it is. The Rockets are in a really good spot right now. You want to take advantage of that DK promo? You got that? It's up there. All right. So second to last play on the board, Rockets +5, and that's a lead. Before we get out of here, one more play to go, but I want to remind you about what's happening on the Discord. Look, I know we go through every single play here, but a lot of you love parlays. You can't get enough of parlays. You want parlays. You want to parlay all of this. You want to put a big, massive 8-game ticket parlay together because you can't help yourself. And you've probably been told, like, stop parlaying. It's fine. I understand that. But on the Discord, and it's a link below, I'm going to give you half off your first week, 50% off your first week. I got parlays for days. Same game parlays. No sweat, whatever, risk-free, all the shit that you're getting. I got parlays for that. Got parlays in multiple sports, NHL, college basketball, NBA, cross-sport stuff. I got a to miss the cut and a college basketball parlay we're riding right now in the Discord. All of that is there. Again, it's the link below for the Discord. First week, half off. Last play, over 240.5. Hawks, Jazz. Not going to keep you much longer here. I know you've been patient. You hit the thumbs up button. You've subscribed. We love you for it. But Atlanta comes off a monster performance, and I think they're able to keep that going. A lot of scoring chances here. Definitely like that. Hawks, one of the better overall scoring teams, and we know Utah's just top five. Top five heading into the night in points per game. Doesn't matter. We're looking at an over 240.5. Get us to 241. I don't care how good or bad or porous or strong, stout Utah's defense may come off or appear. Atlanta's going to have a couple of good scoring chances on the perimeter, mostly in the backcourt. But you start to attack that front court there. Lauri Markkanen gets 25, 30 points. You need one guy, Jordan Clarkson, you need one guy on Utah to get you 25 points, and this thing hits 245, let alone 241. I think we have a good chance here because people will be looking at that Hawks game. Oh, they're going to come back to the mean. I don't think they regress to the means. I don't. To this point where they forget how to play basketball. Not the best team to talk about here. I get it. They're still playing somewhat 500 basketball, so it's there. But I don't look at the Hawks as far as regressing to the point where they go from scoring a shit ton to now not being able to score or really function as human beings on the floor. That's where you get the extreme opposite. Not for me. I like going over 240.5. Lean, but we'll end on that. All right, thumbs up button, subscribe. You've got $5 into $200 instantly. That thing is there for you below at DraftKings. Also, the link to the Discord is there. Parlays, I got you. Link there is below. And if you haven't hit the thumbs up and subscribe, then I'm sorry, but you should. You should, because we're out of here.